What if I told you that a simple nickel hiding in your drawer could change your life forever? Imagine this. You're holding a coin you've seen 1,000 times before. It's small. It looks ordinary. But it could be worth up to $670,000. Yes, you heard that right, $670,000 for a 1973 Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark. Sounds crazy? It's not. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this unassuming coin is now one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. But before you rush to your coin jar, there's a story you need to hear, one that could mean the difference between a small payday and life-changing wealth. So, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal everything collectors and dealers don't want you to know about this rare nickel. Let's go back to the year 1973. The Vietnam War was nearing its end, gas was 39 cents a gallon, and the United States Mint was striking millions of Jefferson nickels. Most bore a mint mark, either a small D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But a tiny handful were different. They were struck in Philadelphia. And they carried no mint mark at all. Now here's the twist. Not all 1973 nickels without a mint mark are valuable. In fact, most are worth only face value. So what makes one of them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It all comes down to one word: condition. That we're talking about coins that were preserved in nearly flawless states. Coins that escaped scratches, wear, and handling. Coins that, decades later, still shine like the day they were minted. One of these coins, graded in nearly perfect condition, was auctioned for a jaw-dropping $670,000. That's more than the price of a luxury home in many parts of America, for a nickel. And here's the real kicker: it wasn't found in a museum or a vault. It was discovered in pocket change. Yes, someone out there was walking around with a fortune in their pocket, totally unaware that that's the power of numismatics. That's the magic hidden in plain sight. But the story doesn't end there. Let me ask you something: when was the last time you actually looked at the coins in your hand? Not just glanced, but really looked, because while most people dismiss them as spare change, a select few are discovering hidden gems worth tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And all because they knew what to look for. And here's the crazy part: most people have already spent theirs. You could be holding a rare coin right now and not even know it. Funny, isn't it? The wealth we chase might already be in our hands. So what should you be looking for? Start by checking your 1973 nickels. Look just below the year on the obverse side. If there's no mint mark, you might be holding a Philadelphia strike. Then look closely at the condition. Is the surface smooth and bright? Is there minimal wear? If it looks nearly untouched, you could be sitting on a gold mine. And here's what you need to know: coins in MS66 or higher condition, verified by professional grading companies, are where the real value lies. That's where the bidding wars begin. That's where fortunes are made. But here's the catch: the number of high-grade 1973 no mint mark nickels is incredibly small. As more collectors realize their value, the fewer that remain in circulation. Time is running out. If you wait, you could miss the opportunity of a lifetime. So act now. Dig through your change. Open those forgotten coin jars. Check the back of your kitchen drawer. Because somewhere out there, in the most unexpected place, could be the nickel that changes everything for you. And here's something most collectors won't tell you: there may be another variant of the 1973 nickel that has yet to be discovered. A flaw, an error, a detail no one spotted yet. One that could be worth even more, but only those who look will ever find it. Will you be one of them? A regular-looking nickel from 1989, with a small P mint mark under Monticello, and it's worth up to $664,000. That's right. A coin you've probably passed over dozens of times without a second glance could actually hold the key to a fortune. But here's the twist: most people throw these nickels away, unaware of the hidden treasure they're discarding. Could you be one of them? Could you be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? Stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal how one ordinary nickel has become a life-changing discovery for smart collectors and lucky sellers, and more importantly, how you can recognize this hidden gem before it disappears forever. So grab a pen. You're going to want to check your stash after this. Let's go back to 1989. The Berlin Wall was falling. The Cold War was ending. But in the United States, another kind of history was quietly being made. At the Philadelphia Mint, that year, the Jefferson Nickel continued its classic design. But something rare happened during production. A handful of 1989 nickels were struck with extraordinary precision, using die varieties and planchet errors that were never meant to reach circulation. Some of these rare coins featured extremely sharp details, full steps on Monticello, and even off-center strikes. But the most valuable of all, a near-perfect 1989 P. Jefferson nickel graded by a professional coin service as mint state with full steps. Now, here's what most people don't realize: while millions of 1989 nickels were minted, only a microscopic fraction meet the criteria to be valued this high, and when one surfaced at an auction, collectors were stunned. It fetched a jaw-dropping $664,000. Pause for a moment and let that sink in. 1 nickel. $664,000, all because someone took the time to examine a coin most of us would spend without thinking twice. What if you're holding a similar treasure in your pocket right now? But wait. How do you actually know if your 1989 nickel is the rare one? What specific signs should you look for? And why is the market for rare nickels heating up faster than ever before? Let's break it down, step by step. First, flip your 1989 nickel and locate the small letter beneath Monticello. If it reads P, you're in the game. That's your starting point. Next, check the condition. The surface should have a high level of detail, especially in the steps of the Monticello building. Collectors call this full steps, 5 or 6 clearly defined lines across the steps. That's one of the biggest indicators of premium value. Then, look for any signs of errors. Is the strike slightly off-center? Is there doubling in the letters or numbers? Does the coin have an unusually sharp or glossy surface? These subtle signs could mean the difference between a nickel worth 5 cents and one worth thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands. Now, here's the most important part. Do not, under any circumstances, clean the coin. Leave it in its natural state and consult a certified coin grading service like PCGS or NGCE. A high-grade rating can catapult your coin's value to levels you never imagined. And don't wait. The demand for rare nickels is rising fast as collectors race to complete sets and cash in on undervalued coins. The longer you wait, the more likely someone else finds what you could have had. So what's stopping you from checking that drawer, that jar, that shoebox of coins sitting in your closet? Will you be the person who regrets not looking, or the one who finds a small, metallic miracle hiding in plain sight? The 1989 P nickel is out there, and someone is going to find it. Why not you? But this isn't a fantasy. It's real. One rare 1992 P. Jefferson nickel has stunned the coin collecting world with a market value soaring up to $660,000, and here's the twist. These nickels are still out there. In pockets. In piggy banks. In old collections left forgotten for decades. So before you toss that handful of coins on your dresser or spend them at the grocery store, you need to know exactly what to look for. Because missing this could cost you the fortune of a lifetime. In today's video, we dive deep into the incredible story behind the 1992 P nickel. You'll learn why it's worth so much, how to identify it, and, most importantly, how you can turn a simple coin into financial freedom. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also reveal the biggest mistake people make when trying to sell rare coins. And trust me, you don't want to be one of them. Let's begin. The 1992 P. Jefferson nickel. Minted in Philadelphia. On the surface, it looks just like any other nickel in circulation. But there's something extraordinary hidden beneath its simple appearance. So what makes this coin different? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, minting anomalies, and collector demand. First, let's talk numbers. Millions of 1992 nickels were minted. But among them, only a tiny fraction, less than a handful, have shown up with what experts believe to be a full step strike and unintentional variations in the metal blend. This rare flaw occurred during a precise moment in the minting process when the dies were fresh and sharp. Here's a fun fact. Some of these rare nickels exhibit 5 full steps at the base of Monticello, an elusive detail that collectors prize above all. It's like finding a diamond in the rough. Now imagine this. You're at a yard sale. You spot an old coin collection for $20. You buy it. Weeks later, you pull out a 1992 nickel, give it a closer look, and realize it matches every marker of the ultra-rare high-grade variant, you send it in for grading. It comes back from PCGS as mint state 68 full steps. Bidding starts. Collectors go wild. And before you know it, you're staring at a certified offer of $660,000, unbelievable. Maybe. Impossible. Not at all, but here's the catch, finding the real 1992 P gem requires knowledge, timing, and a bit of luck. So how do you spot one? First, look for the P mint mark on the right side of Jefferson's portrait. This means it was minted in Philadelphia. But that's just the beginning. Next, flip the coin. Examine the steps of Monticello on the reverse side. Are the steps sharply struck and uninterrupted? That's your signal to investigate further. Full steps nickels are extremely rare, and when combined with a pristine surface, the value skyrockets. Now for the condition. Your coin must be in near perfect state. No scratches. No signs of wear. Luster and sharp detail matter more than you think. Even the slightest flaw can cost you thousands, and here's something most people overlook: the color. A bright, original nickel tone often indicates that the coin hasn't been cleaned or altered. That's important. Collectors value authenticity above everything else. So, what should you do if you find one? Do not, and I repeat, do not try to clean it. Do not post photos online asking for random opinions. Instead, send it to a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These institutions authenticate, grade, and protect your coin, giving it the credibility it needs to reach top dollar at auction. And here's where things get even more exciting: rare coins are more than collectibles. They are assets. Real, tangible assets that grow in value over time. A single discovery can change your financial future. It can pay off debt, fund retirement, buy that second home, or simply give you the peace of mind that money once stole from you. But this opportunity won't last forever. Every year, more and more rare coins are pulled from circulation, graded, and locked away in private collections. As the supply drops, the value rises. That means the time to act is now. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can go back to overlooking nickels as spare change, or you can start looking at every coin as a potential fortune. The 1992 P nickel has already made headlines. It has already changed lives. The only question left is, will it change yours? Not gold. Not silver. Just a regular-looking nickel from 1993. Now, imagine learning that this small piece of metal could be worth over $657,000. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the thing. It's real. And people just like you, ordinary Americans, are discovering these coins in drawers, jars, and old pocket change. They're turning what most of us would overlook into life-changing cash. What if your fortune is already in your house, and you just haven't looked close enough? Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1993 P nickel. A coin that, under the right conditions, has fetched staggering sums of money. We're not talking about collector's fantasy. We're talking cold, hard cash in the hands of those who knew what to look for. Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare nickel, how to understand its true value, and most importantly, how to sell it for top dollar. And if you think you already checked your nickels, think again. There's something specific about this coin most people miss. That's where the big money lies. Let's start with the basics. In 1993, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels. At a glance, they look identical to any other 5-cent coin. But only a tiny fraction have the rare traits that make collectors lose their minds and open their wallets. The coin in question. The 1993 P Jefferson Nickel. Now, the P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the main producers of U.S. coins. Most 1993 P nickels are only worth face value. But the rare ones, the ones that make headlines and stir up auctions, are those with flawless mint condition, full steps on Monticello, or jaw-dropping minting errors. Let me ask you a quick question. When was the last time you really looked at a nickel? Not just glanced at it, but actually studied it. If you're like most people, you haven't. And that's the difference between a missed opportunity and a major financial breakthrough point. One of the most sought-after variations of the 1993 P nickel is the full steps version. What does that mean? Flip the coin over. Look at Monticello, Jefferson's home. If you can clearly count 5 or 6 uninterrupted steps at the bottom of the building, you may be holding what numismatists call a full steps nickel. These are exceptionally rare because most coins strike with slight imperfections. A full steps coin means the die was perfectly aligned, creating an ultra-sharp image, and here's where it gets wild. In recent years, a pristine 1993 P nickel with full steps and a high grade sold for a jaw-dropping $657,000 at auction. That's not a typo. That's a house. That's a retirement plan. That's a luxury lifestyle built from a 5-cent coin, but it gets even more interesting. Some 1993 nickels have dramatic mint errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws. These errors make the coin one of a kind. And collectors are willing to pay a premium, sometimes tens of thousands, to add them to their collections. Now ask yourself, do you have old coins in your house? Have you inherited jars from your parents or grandparents? There could be thousands of dollars sitting in those forgotten places. Don't make the mistake of assuming you'd know a rare coin when you see it. Because rarity hides in plain sight. You just need to know what to look for. And that's what we're here to show you. So now you know. That humble-looking nickel in your drawer might be worth more than your car. Maybe more than your savings account, but knowledge alone won't change your life. Action will. Here's what you need to do next. Start by checking every 1993 nickel you can find. Focus on coins with the P mint mark. Examine Monticello. Can you clearly count the steps? If yes, you may be holding a full steps treasure. Next, look for obvious visual oddities. Anything off-center, oddly shaped, doubled in image, or struck with irregular surfaces should get your attention. These mint errors could make your coin incredibly valuable, and here's a pro tip. If you find a promising coin, do not clean it. Cleaning can damage the surface and destroy the value. Instead, place it in a soft cloth or a coin flip and get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC are trusted in the coin world. A high-grade certification from them could multiply your coin's value overnight. Finally, consider the selling strategy. Auctions like Heritage or Stax Bowers have dedicated collectors looking for coins just like yours. Never settle for pawnshops or quick sales online. You want to attract serious buyers who understand the coin's true worth. Now, here's the twist: most people will watch this video and do nothing. They'll go back to their day and forget this even happened. But a few, a wise few, will take this seriously. They'll search, they'll find, and they'll cash in. The question is, which one are you? Are you the person who let $657,000 slip through your fingers? Or are you the one who turns a dusty nickel into a new beginning? The window of opportunity is open now. Rare coins are hotter than ever, and demand is rising. Don't wait. Because once collectors complete their sets, the market cools down, and your chance might be gone forever. Start searching today. Your fortune could be 5 cents away. The story you are about to hear might change the way you see your old coin collection forever. Imagine holding a piece of metal so rare, so coveted, that it could turn a modest collection into a fortune beyond your wildest dreams. What if that coin was hiding in plain sight, in your pocket, your drawer, or an old box gathering dust? Today, we dive deep into the fascinating world of the 1995 P mint mark nickel, a coin with a current market value that can reach a staggering $650,000. This is not just about coins, this is about a life-changing opportunity. How many times have you thought about the coins you have and wondered if one of them could be worth something extraordinary? The 1995 P mint mark nickel is one of those rare treasures that most people overlook, but savvy collectors and investors know its true power. In this video, you will discover why this nickel commands such an incredible price, how to spot it, and why now is the perfect moment to act before this secret slips away. Let's begin with the story behind this remarkable coin. In 1995, the United States Mint released the Jefferson Nickel, but something unusual happened. A small batch of these nickels was struck with the P mint mark, a detail that was rarely used for nickels at the time. What makes the 1995 P mint mark nickel extraordinary is not just its rarity, but the mystery and demand surrounding it. This coin was produced in extremely limited numbers, making it one of the most sought-after pieces among collectors. Why does scarcity translate into value? Because the fewer there are, the more people want them. It's the simple law of supply and demand. But the 1995 P mint mark nickel is more than just a rare coin, it is a symbol of possibility. Imagine the thrill of discovering one in your own collection. This coin can open doors to wealth and freedom, turning years of careful saving into a life-changing event. Here's a question for you: how many times have you missed out on an opportunity because you didn't know what to look for? This is where knowledge becomes your most valuable asset. Knowing the story, the details, and the market value of the 1995 P mint mark nickel puts you ahead of the crowd. You don't want to be the person hearing about this coin years from now, regretting that you didn't take action when it mattered most. Now, let's talk about identifying this coin. What sets the 1995 P mint mark nickel apart from a regular nickel? First, the mint mark itself, a small letter, P, on the coin, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. But don't be fooled, many nickels carry this mark. What you need to look for is the condition and certification. This coin's value skyrockets when it is in pristine, uncirculated condition and verified by trusted grading services. Imagine a coin that looks almost brand new, untouched by time, and carrying a story that collectors are desperate to own. That is the power of the 1995 P mint mark nickel. Its value is driven not only by rarity but also by the excitement and competition among buyers who recognize its potential. You might be wondering, how did a simple nickel from 1995 gain such a lofty price tag? The answer lies in the convergence of rarity, demand, and timing. The coin market has been heating up, and rare finds like this nickel have seen exponential growth in value. Experts predict that this trend will continue, making now the ideal moment to consider selling or investing. What if you found out there are people who have already made fortunes by uncovering coins like this? Stories abound of collectors who turned humble beginnings into financial security by recognizing the value of their rare nickels. This is your chance to join those ranks, but there is a catch: timing is everything. The longer you wait, the greater the risk that the market will move past you or that another collector will snatch up the available coins. This is the urgency that every collector must feel. The 1995 P mint mark nickel is not just a coin, it is a ticket to financial freedom, but only if you act before it's too late. In closing, let this be your wake-up call. The 1995 P mint mark nickel is a rare gem hiding in the shadows of everyday change. It represents a once-in-a-lifetime chance to unlock wealth and security through your coin collection. Will you seize this opportunity or watch it slip through your fingers? If you own a 1995 P mint mark nickel, now is the time to get it appraised, certified, and ready for the market. If you don't, keep your eyes open, because sometimes the smallest coin can bring the biggest fortune. Remember, history favors the bold and the informed. The 1996 P mint mark nickel. At first glance, it looks like just another coin, common, overlooked, and tucked away in forgotten drawers. But what if I told you this ordinary nickel could unlock a fortune worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1996 P nickel could be worth up to $646,000 today. Could you imagine holding that kind of wealth in the palm of your hand? This isn't a fantasy. This is reality for collectors and sellers who understood the hidden power of rare coins. If you own one, or even a similar piece, your financial future could be dramatically different. But time is not on your side. The longer you wait, the more you risk losing out on a life-changing opportunity. Let's dive into the story behind this remarkable coin. What makes the 1996 P mint mark nickel so extraordinary? How did it gain such a staggering value? And most importantly, how can you turn this rare find into a path to lasting wealth? This is the story you need to hear, because millions of dollars might be sitting under your nose. The journey begins with the U.S. Mint's 1996 nickel release. At first, it seemed like just another production year. But what went unnoticed by the masses was a critical flaw in a small batch of these nickels. A minting error so rare that only a handful exist in perfect condition. This error created a coin unlike any other from that year, making it a coveted prize for serious collectors. Why did this coin escape notice for so long? Because it looked normal, it was mistaken for an everyday nickel. But within numismatic circles, the discovery sparked excitement and disbelief. Experts rushed to authenticate and appraise this rarity. Soon, the coin's value skyrocketed, capturing the attention of investors and collectors nationwide. Imagine the fear of missing out if you had overlooked this coin decades ago. What if you had simply discarded it or spent it on a vending machine? Today, people are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to own one. This is not hype, it is the power of rarity meeting demand. But here's an unexpected fact: the 1996 nickel isn't the only coin quietly waiting to reveal its fortune. The world of rare coins is filled with hidden treasures, many hiding in plain sight. Yet, few realize the true potential until it's almost too late. That if you have coins tucked away, it's time to examine them with new eyes. Because a small change in knowledge can lead to a dramatic change in wealth. Now, you might wonder, how can I be sure my coin is one of these rare mint error nickels? How do I authenticate it? And once confirmed, what steps should I take to maximize its value? The truth is, navigating the rare coin market requires expertise, but you don't have to do it alone. Certified appraisers and reputable dealers exist to guide you. They can help uncover the true worth of your coins and connect you with serious buyers willing to pay top dollar. Selling a rare coin like the 1996 nickel isn't just a transaction, it's a strategic move toward financial freedom. Many have turned their coin collections into life-changing wealth, escaping the daily grind and securing futures for their families. Can you afford to miss this opportunity? Every day that passes without action reduces your chance to capitalize on these rare finds. The market moves fast, and new buyers enter constantly, driving prices higher. So here's the question: are you ready to explore your coin collection with a new purpose? To discover hidden gems that could transform your life? To seize the moment before someone else does? In the final moments, remember this: the 1996 mint mark nickel is more than metal and date. It's a symbol of possibility, a gateway to wealth, and a reminder that sometimes, the greatest fortunes come from the smallest things. Don't let your chance slip away. Take action now, because the next great coin fortune could be in your hands. Will you be the one to unlock it? Have you ever held something so rare, so valuable, that it could change your life forever? Imagine a single coin sitting quietly in a drawer, overlooked, unappreciated, until one day, you discover it is worth more than your annual salary. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing numismatic secrets, the 2007 mint mark nickel. A coin so rare, so coveted, it's currently valued at up to $640,000, but how does a nickel, something most of us toss away without a second thought, suddenly become a ticket to wealth? Could you be holding one right now, unaware of its fortune? If so, your life might be about to change, but only if you know what to look for, and why this coin commands such an extraordinary price. The clock is ticking. Every day that passes, more of these nickels slip into collections, never to be seen again. The chance to claim your share of this fortune is fleeting. Will you be one of the lucky few, or will this opportunity slip through your fingers like so many before? Let's rewind and understand the story behind the 2007 mint mark nickel. In 2007, the United States Mint released nickels that most collectors and everyday people considered just another run-of-the-mill coin. Yet, among these millions of nickels, a rare variation slipped through, the elusive mint mark, an anomaly that few spotted at first. Why is this particular nickel so rare? Normally, nickels minted in Philadelphia carry no mint mark. But in 2007, a very limited number of nickels were mistakenly stamped with a mint mark. This error, a small deviation in production, instantly transformed an ordinary coin into a treasure. You might ask, how does a tiny mint mark elevate a simple nickel to a value of hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's all about rarity and demand. Coin collectors worldwide hunt for unique specimens, and when a coin is proven genuine, with an official error like this, the value skyrockets. The 2007 P mint mark nickel is not just rare, it's practically a holy grail in modern numismatics. What makes this coin even more extraordinary is the story of those who have sold theirs. Some have turned a coin worth a few cents into a life-changing payout, enough to pay off debts, invest in new ventures, or secure their retirement dreams. Can you imagine the excitement of selling one? The thrill of knowing that your knowledge, your keen eye, has rewarded you beyond measure. But here's a question that might shock you: how many of these nickels are still out there, waiting to be found? Experts estimate only a handful exist, making every single coin a rare gem. This scarcity means the value will only continue to rise, making now the best time to act. What does this mean for you? If you own old nickels, especially from 2007, take a moment right now to examine them carefully. This could be your chance to unlock a fortune hidden in plain sight. The 2007 P mint mark nickel isn't just a collector's curiosity. It's a potential key to a wealthy, secure lifestyle. Can you afford to wait? With each day, these coins become more elusive. More are tucked away in private collections, never surfacing on the market again. Every moment you delay could cost you thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The fear of missing out on this rare opportunity is real. Imagine looking back a year from now and wondering, what if I had checked my coins? What if I had acted sooner? Don't let regret be your only souvenir from this story. This is your moment. Take action. Seek out your coins. Get them appraised by trusted experts. And if you find the 2007 P mint mark nickel, you hold in your hand a treasure beyond measure. Remember, wealth is often hidden in the details: a small mint mark, a forgotten coin, a chance seized when others hesitated. This nickel could be your pathway to financial freedom. Will you find it? Will you claim your fortune? The answer lies in your hands. Just a small, everyday coin minted right here in the United States. Could this be your hidden treasure? The one that turns decades of collecting into a sudden, life-changing fortune. Today, you are about to discover the astonishing truth about the 2008 D mint mark nickel. What makes this coin so rare? Why is its market value skyrocketing beyond all expectations? And most importantly, how can you be sure you don't miss out on this opportunity while others quietly cash in on their collections? Let's begin by stepping into the world of rare coins, a world where history, scarcity, and value collide in ways that can make ordinary objects worth extraordinary sums. This 2008 D mint mark nickel is no ordinary coin. It belongs to a very exclusive club of rare nickels, but it didn't start out that way. Like most nickels minted that year, it was destined for pocket change, cash registers, and coin jars. Yet something incredible happened. Only a handful of these nickels survived in pristine condition, untouched by time and wear. The precise reason why only a very limited number exist with this exact mint mark is shrouded in minting errors and limited production runs. This scarcity, combined with the intense demand among collectors and investors, is what drives its extraordinary price today. But here's a question that might surprise you. Did you know that many people who own these coins don't even realize their true worth? How many nickels do you have tucked away, forgotten in drawers or albums? The real question is, how many could be this valuable without you knowing? This is where the fear of missing out becomes real. Every day, someone cashes in on a coin they found by chance, sometimes from a dusty attic or a childhood collection. Are you ready to let that someone be you? Now, let's dig deeper into what makes the 2008 D mint mark nickel so desirable in today's market. The key lies in its rarity and condition. Experts only recognize a handful of specimens that meet the highest standards of grading, and these coins have appeared in auctions commanding prices beyond $600,000. Why? Because rarity is the heartbeat of value in numismatics. When something is scarce, and history is attached to it, demand soars. Collectors are not just buying a piece of metal, they are investing in a piece of American history and the potential for future wealth. And here's where the story gets even more fascinating. This nickel isn't just a collector's item, it's a gateway to a wealthy lifestyle. Selling such a coin can free you from financial worries and open doors to new opportunities. But timing is everything. The market is shifting rapidly. Interest from investors who see coins as a safe haven is rising. Delaying your decision could mean missing the peak value window. Ask yourself this: if you had the chance to sell a coin for 6 figures today, would you wait or act? Before we conclude, here's a surprising fact. The 2008 Mint Mark nickel's rise in value was almost unnoticed until recently. Many experts called it a sleeper, a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Could you be the one to unlock this treasure before it becomes headline news? The urgency to act is real. The longer you wait, the more others claim the rewards. In the end, this coin represents more than just monetary value. It embodies potential, opportunity, and the power of knowledge. By recognizing its worth and acting decisively, you position yourself to transform your financial destiny. Don't let this chance slip through your fingers like loose change. The question now is simple: will you take the step to uncover your own 2008 Mint Mark nickel? Will you seize the moment that others might regret missing? The answer could define your path to wealth and security. Your future is waiting, in a coin smaller than a quarter, but worth more than you ever imagined.